Hello and welcome to my channel, 13 Moons Oracle. This is 8 days of cosmic activations on the Lionsgate portal for 2025. But please know these are all timeless readings, so whenever you find them, these things will activate in your auric field. And just know by connecting to this reading today, liking, subscribing, listening in, tuning into your own frequency, and just keeping what messages really truly resonate with you. Pray on them, make sure that they're your guidance. Don't try to make anything fit, but know that they are activating within your field and frequency as my frequency connects to yours. I'm happy to help this way. I intend to move any blocks that you have to love, abundance, health with any of my readings, and we're aligning you to your soul's greatest purpose and wisdom. So let's begin. I have already cleared and consecrated the space, and we are going to be using quite a few decks today, but I have the Healing Waters Oracle here by Rebecca Campbell, the Starseed Oracle here by Rebecca Campbell. We have the Earth Warriors Oracle by Alana Fairchild, the Isis Oracle by Alana Fairchild as well, and then what is it? I always remember to put my decks up. I'll set Egyptian Oracle cards is the last one. Oh, that came forward. Okay, so this one, I'm just going to turn it around. Each that didn't really have one. Just get a good. A good little feel for each timeline here. Okay. Okay, so let's get a great overview here. So for those of you resonating with Egypt, there is a power dynamic shift healing for you within that timeline. And Anubis is guiding you through any dark pockets of your life, of your world, to integrate any shadow and to harmonize it in full frequency so that any shadow, any darkness, any challenge, any obstacle becomes fuel for your highest development, for your greatest expression. So you don't have to dismay when you fall into trouble. Sometimes we spiral down, right? Like, so we pop up and we're like, okay, I've elevated, I've reached a peak, new experiences are happening, and then we have those for quite a while, and then all of a sudden when we go into a new pocket of transformation, we spiral back down and we think, oh my gosh, we can go into distress, like, oh my gosh, I thought this was over, I thought I already worked on this, why is this coming up? But it's actually shooting you back up even more, and you're constantly integrating who you were, where you came from, with where you're going, and you can keep the best expressions of yourself through this way by constantly allowing yourself to cycle through these processes and honoring this spiral process of growth within you. Okay, so the Atlantean timeline today that is healing for us is patience, waiting for things to be woven, and really tuning into your intuitive senses and feeling that, and allowing yourself to emotionally regulate, to calm your mind, to really change the stories and like the monkey mind stories within that might put doubt in there or say, oh, it's taking too long. Some divine timing can take multiple decades. Some divine timing doesn't come into your 50 or 60. Okay, there's a lot to integrate, and depending on how long you've been here and what is going on in the collective, that's going to determine a time frame. Now, I will say everything is speeding up since all of these have been healing. Things are speeding up. Things that used to take me decades to heal can take days, moments, minutes now, instantaneous healing. That's also a skill though. So as you invite more and more healing in, and you invite more and more of your gifts and your power to come back, and you trust them, then you get more adept at healing, and instantaneous healing is possible. And instantaneous healing, it's taught about a lot in theta healing. It's possible for anyone, but if they don't believe it, and you can't shift that belief in their consciousness through theta digging for beliefs and like a reconscious reprogramming, or doing it whatever other way resonates to you, you will block it. And that's the simple truth. Like, healers, to me, are actually just guides helping guide you to your own inner healing. We're not doing it for you. We will help, and our energy helps, and our sight helps, but we're guiding you to your own inner healing. Right? And that's what this path's guiding you on right now. So it's asking you to stay true, be in the power you've reclaimed. A lot of you have broken through these dark timelines that were corrupted in these ancient civilizations. What happened was, it was a massive grab for power, right? Other cultures and other rulers, they had those corruption patterns come in. They had evil come in, or they had greed come in. And it was all playing out karma, of course. But they came in and they grabbed for the power that they seen in these cultures. They grabbed for the power in Atlantis. They grabbed for the power in Lemuria. They grabbed for the power in ancient Mayas. All the civilizations that are there. And so for here, see all of these components. But the animals, the flowers, the jaguar, the mountain men, the Shastas that live in the mountains themselves that house these ancient beings and wise wisdom keepers of the earth, the moon cycles, the ocean, the shamans. You might resonate as a shaman. The worlds and universes we hold inside of us, and your reconnection back to all that you knew about nature. It's returning to you now. The Akashics are opening for you. The balance of the ecosystems, the respect, the way to live opulently and share resources with everyone without overtaking from the earth, without harming her. Because essentially that harms us. Using sacred geometry to heal, knowing plant medicine, knowing how to work with the ecosystem so that bugs and things don't harm you, so animals don't harm you, right? And also that Atlantis timeline, it's telling you to wait. We knew so much then. We imploded our society to save it and to save energy and conservation for these times now, and we left seeds within our own coding, and within our own DNA, within our star families, within our soul contracts, but also within the earth. And as we recover our memories and we recover our Akashics, we are opening those vaults in the earth. But it's not quite time. You're still being prepared. And in Lemuria, it's healing in Lemuria. Your conscious knowing of your soul purpose, your sight. See, it says priestess, priest, priestess, healer, seer, soul purpose. All of that's activating within you, and see, aligned with soul, connected to soul. That's what Atlantis and Lemuria were. It was a harnessing of all the elements, because we're made of the same thing as elements, as the stars, as the ethers, water, air, earth, fire, spiritual matter, ether. But all of that was connected, harmonized, and wielded by the sacred knowledge that we held within us through the connection to the webs of all of creation. So you can access these things now, stay true and be in your power, and see how each thing balances out the other. Because these were some of the last great cultures to hold power here, although they were not the only ones. And there were hidden temples all over the world where these were activated, and there were Stargate portals that had activated them as well. We see a lot of the earth here, and we see the waters, and the life force has been pulled from it because we've been convinced that we don't have power. But as soon as we remember, the life force will return back into the waters, into the earth, and we are going to be able to heal so much. It'll be mind-blowing. We'll be able to unpollute the waters, clear up the earth, grow gardens and plants and trees faster than anything we ever dreamed possible. All of that is returning with the ancient wisdom. All of these cultures knew how to do that. They knew how to grow luscious green earth, the original hydroponics in the desert, because of life force. You can mix life force with any component and element of nature, of this earth, of this realm, and then especially with divinity and ethers. And you can create life. This is what's restoring back to you. And so maybe you resonate with all 4 of these lineages, and maybe you just resonate with one. So just take what fits. It is a collective reading. Patai, Pata, alchemy and creation. So you're an alchemist. You were an alchemist. You were a major alchemist, turning sand into sustenance, creating gold, creating elixirs, creating skincare, creating harmony and balance and healthiness. And again, a site reparation. So when, and you're protected. When there's corruption in a timeline, a few things happen. With the consciousness of these civilizations, the knowledge was woven up, protected, and it was seeded into the earth, into little vaults, little openings waiting for this time, because we knew when it would be safe again to rise. We knew when the planet would be flooded with rainbow children and diamond children because of all the light workers, the crystal children, and the indigo children. And all of those seeds that came before that anchored enough light to continue to anchor more light until more and more pure souls could come down. Okay, and we're alchemizing the planet right now. We're alchemizing the planet through our struggles, through our wins, through our victories, through our challenges, through our tower moments in life where Creator seems to take away everything we thought we ever wanted and needed. But it was actually the greatest blessing, clearing your slate for karma, clearing your path to come back to who you truly are. Your true nature is love. We all are love. We've just forgotten or been taught that we're not. Taught not to tend to our wounds, and our wounds have festered and created a new expression in some of us. And many of you that have found this reading, you won't be expressing yourself like that anymore. You would have healed. But you will still have that around you. It'll be in your clients because you'll be working with people on their bodies, maybe even with their souls. Maybe you teach yoga. Maybe you are an energy healer. But coming back into divine authority, remembering how protected you are and guided on the other realms, remembering who you walk with. And your guides have not come to play. If anyone messes with you after everything you've been through, there's some swift karma coming in. You might be called to look up stories of Anubis, Nekebet, Osiris, Isis, Ptah. Okay? But you're highly enlightened. You trust your spiritual wisdom and all that wisdom. How to create wealth, how to create health, how to create balance, how to unionize your masculine and feminine to call in love. All of that will be restored to you as this timeline heals itself. Okay, it started healing about 6 months ago from the filming of this reading, but this is a timeless reading, so it will activate in your perfect timing in your field as soon as you find this, or it might be the confirmation that you have already had these things activated. Your sight's going to be more open. You're just going to know and remember things, and you're just going to be pulled in certain directions from your own internal wisdom. It's just going to pull you along. You're going to have a special connection to the stars, to the night, special connection to gold, to the crook and fail. You might want to look that up too. Lotuses, right? You might want to be called to work with blue lotus essence. Okay, burning myrrh, frankincense. Starting to read about Egyptian history and just noticing any memories that might come up as you read. And notice any corrections. Like that didn't happen, because you can remember. All right. Let's look at Atlantis. So waiting on your divine timing, on your ripening, on your readiness, waiting for the planet to come into alignment to help us cure and correct some of these timelines. Blue is throat chakra healing and third eye activation as well. So your sight's going to get deeper, and remember, when your sight opens, you can't choose what you see. You see the darkness with the light, but just remember nothing is more powerful than unconditional love and the creator that we came from. Call on your angels, Archangel Michael, Jesus, Isis, Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. All of those beings will help you. Ganesh, Krishna, Lakshmi, Kali. Any of those will help come and protect you. Hecate. Okay? Calling on your angels, calling on your guides, calling on your star family, calling on your armor, calling on your spiritual tech, whatever you believe in a higher power, but link to it. And try to remember, ask, do I have any memories of Atlantis? Do I have any memories of Egypt? Do I have any memories of Maya? And trust them, especially before bed, you will dream of those places. You're a child of the cosmos, intelligence of the universe lies within you, even as I was saying that. I was holding that card, waving it around. Like, that's you. You've got the gift. You've got the skill. I know that you know that. If you found this channel, you're mirroring me. You're ancient souls. You've been here for a while. You are a full star seed. You've most likely had past lives in all of these places, and this is what's activating in you again. Your soul frequency, when you were at your prime connection to Creator, your prime connection to the earth, and your prime connection to the creational forces of the universe that we were using in harmony with everything to create the best experience for all. But there are corruptional patterns on this earth that seek and greed and fear. We call it evil. And we're meant to see it again, to know the energy signatures of things so that we can love evil back to the light. Evil isn't Egyptian. Evil isn't from Atlantis. It's not the perpetrators of harm on this planet, the traffickers. That it's an energy signature that's hosting into these people, because humans are strong, but they're also susceptible. They're also really good hosts for things, and that's why this earth has been overtaken a little. We're coming back. We're coming out. You are holding the vision and seeding the consciousness of the new earth. That's what's uncorrupted from Atlantis. So when it was imploded by the good conscious people of Atlantis, there was the dark consciousness. That's what we were trying to implode, stop, pause, slow down when we did that, when we made that decision. But now that the corruption that they put out in defense of our implosion blocked some of the new earth consciousness. It blocked and helped to trigger an amnesia on the planet. So when people were born, they would have amnesia, and it would be harder and harder for starseeds to remember their path, and some of them would even come here and get caught up in karmic cycles and stuck on the earth. So then more and more of us flooded the planet to release some of the souls stuck on this planet from the karma, technicalities, from entities involved in them choosing the wrong choices and coming off of their divine path and getting stuck here. And all of that is lifting. That corruption, that defensive distortion that had birthed in Atlantis when we imploded it, it's lifted, baby. It's lifted. We are remembering, whether it's conscious or not, it's flooding through you. We are remembering what we need to do, what we came here. We were remembering the seeds that our ancestors sent out from there, the call for help from there, from Atlantis, to build this earth now, to remember what happened and why we fell Atlantis, so that we don't repeat the same mistakes. Because what's happening now is there's a lot of people that do remember Atlantis, that rule our world, and they're using that stuff against us, because they think if the collective doesn't have as much power as it did in Atlantis, and they can't be stopped again, they can't be imploded, but they also hinder themselves, because the less people that they allow to know the truth and the power and the light, the less connectivity they have within the great webs. Like, it's going to take them longer, where it's not as strong as everyone just knowing the truth and being sovereign in their divinity and allowing their power to awaken. They also take a risk using it against us that way and lying to us, right? But the truth is hidden in plain sight, because that's a universal law. They have to tell us the truth. So it's in movies, it's in cartoons. They've made it into a joke. They've made it into a pride thing, where they want you to just desecrate the sacred and look cool. So a lot of people are on that web, not you guys, but you need to know this stuff, because you're working with people and you're working with these patterns, and you will find sleeping members of our family from Atlantis that won't remember this yet, that your spark will awaken this in them. So you do need to know to unravel things, not to be afraid of them, not to judge them, not to hold them in contempt or anger. Surrender all of that to divinity if you want. That is part of the corrupted timeline coming out, the forgiveness. Forgiveness on all of these. To forgive those who knew not what they did. To forgive ourselves. Okay, we have lost lands, soul memories and gifts. You've done this before, so I just was talking about that pretty much this whole time. But you're connecting to these lost lands, so you can actually astro travel in yourself. You can travel into different stars, different star portals, different star temples. You can travel into different Atlantean temples on this earth and heal yourself. There's groups doing it. There are so many awakened, beautiful readers and Akashic Records keeper and various authority holders from Atlantis that are remembering and guiding these sessions, but you also could do it by yourself. You don't need anybody. All you need to do is ask your soul, your higher self, your guardians, your angels, the beings that love you unconditionally, and that only unconditional, pure love beings can connect to your field and connect with you and guide you through the creator of all that is, through unconditional love only. And then you just go to these places and they will heal you. Access them. Don't be afraid. Stop standing in your own way if you are blocking yourself. You can do it. Yes, you can. Your sight has been blocked, some of you, from torture in between these. There's the witch burnings, the dark ages. Didn't even touch on those today. So you do have blocked sight. They did it on purpose. They kidnapped us there and tortured us during those times so that we would be harder for us to wake up now, but so many of us have woken up. And there's so many of us helping each other and witnessing for each other that all of that's breaking down as well. But it's starting with these corruptions, because this is the origin corruptions that bred enough darkness to create the dark ages, right? These 4 timelines shutting down, because there's many lineages in the Maya. I'm just going to call it the Maya for simplicity because it's collective reading, but there's many lineages under Maya. There's many lineages under Lemuria, because we started in the water and then we came to land and we mixed with Atlantis. So there's many lineages and much history in that, right? See anything else for Atlantis? Anything else we need to know? The recovery of sexual magic, bringing the Kundalini and the creational magic up from the lower chakras into the spine, instead of using it on dopamine hits, instead of drowning it in pornography. That's a lineage. It's a lineage, or that's a thread we need to be teaching our culture through our work. Sacred sex magic, how to actually manifest with sexual energy. Not in a toxic way that enacts a lot of negative karma and keeps us stuck on this planet, but in a way that best serves us all, not in a way that enslaves anything either. That was also where Egypt went wrong. They started enslaving people instead of using the magic and frequency to build. It's also healing now. Slavery is being exposed. Very toxic underground slavery is being brought to the light. Okay, and Earth is a school. What am I saying for those for after? Earth is a school. So what are you learning? Are you a teacher here? What can you teach? Look at the beautiful, just the being of expression, swimming through the cosmos. The ocean is also calling you. Let's go into Lemuria. Earth is a school. Often also once every couple years, I will write out my school. What do I want my dream school to be with my guides, my angels? And sometimes I say I want to go back to Egypt and learn these things, and I want to go back to Atlantis and learn these things, or Lemuria or Maya. And I write those things down so that when I go to sleep, my dream school activates and I can go up and learn things, and I'm not the same person as I was when I first started that. Like, you learn things, you change, you grow, it helps your rebirth cycles. It's beautiful. So if you feel called to do that, that is a really great method of being. But you're reclaiming your priest status. You're reclaiming your sovereign divinity. Stay true and be in your power, your authority, your divine identity. If you don't know yet, ask Creator of all that is, please restore my divine identity to me. I know what it feels like to live in my divine identity of you. I know what it feels like to live authentically, validated by Creator, validated by the universe, living sovereign and free in full ownership of my energy field, where no being or entity can drain me or fuel me with fear, because I sovereignly release them through unconditional love. They must go and may not return. My energy field is my own, clear, purified. It's also dragon magic here. I can feel it right now. So maybe you needed that. You can say yes to everything I just downloaded into your field, or you can just rewind that and repeat it. So what do we have for Lemuria here? So the ocean is calling you. Like I said, starlight, getting out in the nighttime. Of course, being safe. The ocean. There's so much ocean and starlight in here. Just grounding your feet into the earth and breathing any energy from the lower chakras up into the crown. Some of you are single and celibate, but releasing pornography and making sure everything is natural touch of the body. And then breathing that energy into your manifestational visions, up into your crown as you orgasm, whether you're with a partner or not. Just very, very good practice for manifesting there. Lemuria, deep sea diving, way of the mystic, learn through experiencing depths. The pearl, alchemy, the reward at the end from grit to grace. So we're learning to create beauty again on this planet. Things have been really, really cheapened. We're learning to build again, to make it from scratch, to make it beautiful, and that it is worth it, and that machines don't necessarily have to build for us. We're learning the beauty of doing, of slowing down, of patience, of waiting, of crafting. And treasures are coming into your world. The Lemurian corruption timelines opened and activated portals of abundance, where the good that you put out in the world and the integrity that you put out in the world is healed. And the corrupted hierarchy and abusive bosses, abusive works, abusive slavery is all being transmuted and flipped around. So if you've had it a lot where, it seemed like bad always came out ahead and that you didn't make it, that's all shifting. You're discovering treasures within and around your life. You're discovering new moments of gratitude, new moments of love. Some of you might even be pregnant, might be creating new life. Maybe you're just doing that through a business or the expression. It doesn't have to be so esoteric and spiritual. Like, maybe you made a solution, like just something that helps the everyday person with an everyday problem, but it also helps the environment, saves them time. It doesn't have to be like, I'm an energy healer and I'm doing ecstatic dance. Like, fulfilling your spiritual purpose, you could be in finance from all the things that you know about abundance and wealth from all of these lives. But bring divinity into it. Pray for your clients. Pray over everything. Activate source within it. How can I do this to serve the highest good of myself and others? And then you can literally go do anything with that, and you've brought divinity into it. And some of you are remembering that. It's not making it so complicated and so I've been doing this for years, so I know so much. Like, spiritual ego, a lot of that will dissolve as Lemurian timelines heal here. Interesting. Way of the mystic. And then learning to be a modern mystic. We don't have time to meditate for 45 million hours anymore. We knew that. We knew that in these lives. There's more. There's ancient India. There's just so much more. But we knew that in those lives, and we really honed those those moments and that time and that energy, because we knew then time was a spiral. There's Avalon. Gosh, there's so many. There's druids. Everywhere had magic. But evil came to the planet and started hosting humans, and then it started desecrating, and it started trying to compile and take the magic and pollute it. But when you pollute magic, it's not as potent. So magic is running out for that side. Magic is starting to fill the reservoirs of those that are spiritually aligned, integritous, connected to source, and who are anchoring the new earth consciousness. And all of that's going to start showing through your life and what you're manifesting, what your resources show up to you. But believe in yourself. Claim your confidence. Don't hold yourself back anymore. You are not an imposter. We are all supposed to be doing the same thing because it shows a mirror of spirit. That's spirit. Spirit is simple. Spirit is love. And spirit's going to speak through as many of us as it can, so it cannot be ignored anymore. And that's why we're flooded. That's why it feels a little imposterous. That's why it feels like we're all talking about the same thing. It's supposed to mirror and match. When I first started my spiritual journey, I did not trust humans at all. I did trust this energy signature of love that I felt was within all the darkness and the wounds within me. And so I just kept picking at that and following that. And then I found things in the outer expression to match that. And then I started learning about the energy signature of love, of creator, of unconditional being, of the universe, of where we came from, of creator of all that is. And then I started following that. And I would only do things that match that energy signature. So start learning those energy signatures. What does creator feel like in your body? What does love feel like in your body? So that when your mind is tricked by the matrix over culture systems, you can understand in your gut and your heart, like, nope, that's not right. Those are not of creator. My energy signature will always tell me the truth when I am confused. I know you know this, but some of you need reminding. And some of you may have just gotten here and you might have come out of a really rough patch as this integrates. And you might just need some reminding. You might have just forgot for a sec. Slipped back into some old stress relieving habits. Okay? And then the mastery of water. But see, this is the mastery of ethers, fire, water, earth. Air would be in lots of these too. Because air had to come through here too, yeah. All the elements are present here. So if you resonate to all of these 4 timelines, healing and renewing your frequency, then you are going to be a weaver. You're going to be a master of all of the elements. So start to work with them. Earth is your physical expression, your physical manifestation, material needs, nurturance. Water is your emotional expression, your empathic abilities. Your empathic abilities might be to neutralize strong emotions in a room. Also in other people, and just help them calm and feel peace, as well as read really toxic energy patterns so that you can reprogram them, because you are a reprogrammer from Lemuria, right? And so just honing into those frequencies. And when it gets too much, you can ask everything to slow down. You can ask your guides and angels for a reprieve, for a break. But a lot of things are coming through you, and however much you want to access, you're going to be able to access. But you are able to go down into the deep, deep heart of emotion and suss it out, and suss out the source, heal it, and transmute it. It's a beautiful gift. If you haven't accessed this yet, it's awakening to you in this corruptional healing. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, let's see. Last 2 for Lemuria. King Tide, plenty, prosperity, receiving the fullness of life. What did I just say? Abundance is coming in. Anakai has come to say hello. Don't do that, sweet baby. Okay. King Tide, masculine healing too, right? Plenty, prosperity, receiving the fullness of life, balance masculine and feminine. King protects the empire. And the queen makes it beautiful, opulent, dreams it up. And she also protects it with her foresight, with her intuition, with her connection to creator, with her connection to the wholeness of community, and how we can work together to build better communities, stronger communities, abundance and nourishment for all. That's a balanced masculine and feminine. Your king is bowing to the feminine within you and creating that prosperity, and there's a balance between action and intuition, dreaming, visioning, and then creating. And it's going to bring in a lot of prosperity into your life as you really anchor and integrate this Lemurian timeline healing. All of the precious treasures of who you are, your very existence, your very beauty, your essence, your individuality, how that is a gift to the world, and how that is serving the world, and how you, being your true authentic self, guides others to their own heart healing and their own connections. Oh my gosh, and the pink dolphin. Wow. Okay, so, oh my gosh, the gemstone crystal dolphins, those were some of the first healers. Remember when I said I didn't trust humans? Those were some of the very first healers I ever had, was the gemstone crystal dolphins and the gemstone crystal whales. And the pink dolphin is just a sign of the ultimate love, of just the frequency of joy. Everywhere you go, you're just going to be laughing and connecting with people and just having this beautiful high vibe relationship. Because this is the harmony of the pink dolphin. This is the harmony of bringing in your soul tribe. This is the harmony of just being in alignment with everything that is right for you, and anything that is not, you will just move it along and move it out. Beautiful. What is that? Unbridled joy, open heart, creation, fun. So you're going to be a lot playing, having fun. Oh, I said creation, but celebration. Be celebrating yourself and your life. What a beautiful feeling. Lemuria will just help us to just be filled with so much gratitude as that timeline shifts and heals. Gratitude for who we are, for our being, and just so much love, heart activations, weaving the high heart with the heart on earth and into our physical expression. Oh, so beautiful. What is this card? Kayani. In each other we find ourselves. Oh, so that's the oneness of the world. The oneness of the world. The oneness and connection to all of life. Remember I said that at the beginning, the ecosystems, the harmony with the nature's calendar of the moon. The sun is important, of course, too. Raw, getting in the light codes. 1 second. Anakai, could you please stop? You need to just sit down. Yeah, I know. Just sit down, sweet girl. Okay? Thank you. I'm almost done. So that's confirmation of a restlessness. She was pacing and pacing and pacing. And this creator just wants you to lay down. Just lay down and relax. Receive from the cosmos. Receive your divine inheritance. Receive your vision, your prophecy. Carve out some quiet time to do this. Even take a moment right now and just close your eyes and hear that beautiful humming frequency of love from the pink dolphin. Hear the purr of the jaguar. Tree rooting is very important. So maybe you want to root your energy lights in like a tree trunk that's been coming up a lot during this portal. Maybe you just want to go and be with the trees. And some of you might need to travel to South America. You might need that particular ecosystem. You might need Egypt. You might want to go to Europe, Hawaii, Maui, because that's the places where Atlantis was touching. The world used to look a lot different then. Well, they're even telling us now. Okay? But tune in. Can you hear the hum of love? Can you hear the hum of peace? Can you hear the hum of joy? I bet you can. Let it follow you, or let it guide you. Let it follow you. Let it help you dance through life. Okay, the hawk brings messages. Kataki, guardian. So she is again the emerald green light, just purifying your heart, purifying your vision, releasing any incorrect perception, all the fear that's been implanted by the overculture into nature, fear of spiders, fear of animals, fear of anything different. Fear of things we don't understand, but also understanding the energy signature of when something is being used for nefarious purposes in your environment. Like people use flies and people use magpies and crows sometimes to watch. So just really tuning into the energy of the things around you and asking for that greater insight to return to you. Keeps you safe and protected. Also helps you transmute to understand things. We have lion, so strength. The moon cycles again. activated in the perineum of the third eye. Lion is courage and bravery and strength. And coming together in groups, tribes. Some of you have been looking for your pride. And as this Mayan timeline heals, it's going to activate a huge earth healing. And you can already see the earth rising up to try to purge out anything that's unnatural, all the human interference. I've seen that a lot over the year of 2025, but whenever you find this reading, it's activating for you. Don't you worry. It's already available to you if you found it a little later, but you still found it. Perfect timing. Your soul knows what it's doing. It's calling you to be brave and courageous and to feel the strength of the earth and to feel the strength of this corrupted timeline healing. To remember who you are. Some of you can move nature, weather. Some of you have such a strong connection to the earth, you can drive anywhere and read any of those ley lines as if it's a living movie or record holder. Well, it is. The hummingbird. So blessings are coming upon you. So again, as this timeline heals, again, all of these timelines healing is going to bring out any blocks or corruptions of it. When a lot of these were corrupted, certain disruptions were allowed to happen. You could siphon off star seeds. The people that could remember that were just trying to maybe survive could have attached to you or a star seed. A lot of you, as these heals, all of that will be coming off. All of those spells, curses, whatever you want to call them, attachments will be released also. Because during the corruption of this, it allowed dark magic to kind of spread. But like I said, dark magic runs out eventually because it's corrupted magic. It can only source itself for so long because it's not truly sourcing itself. It's not light and divinity, and it's not even nearly a tenth of how powerful it would be if it was just sourced from the light and back in purity and integrity. And this is the thing about the dark side when it has a hold on people. They think they're in true power in their egotism and in their power and their violence, but they're not, because they've lost love. And so every time they fall in violence upon another, they're truly just falling in violence upon themselves, and it keeps weakening in their aura until they don't even know what they've lost, what they've chipped away at in their own essence and their own identity. But the beautiful thing about Creator, about all of this is there is the power to heal. You don't have to live like that. We can undo the darkness. We can undo everything that's happened, because Creator does not sustain what isn't real. Creator does not sustain fear. Creator does not sustain evil. And that's why when we leave this realm, we've paid our karma and we've actually gone to where we're supposed to be going, you can see it there. You can see everything's written and nothing is held that was really done on this earth. You can't leave until you correct it. You can't leave until you come back into integrity. So once you get back into those realms. Okay, sorry guys, my camera died, so I missed the last little part of it, but it won't be very much longer. So the Mayan timeline healing is the oneness with the earth, the ecosystems, with everything, with the sacred geometry on the planet and how it could heal you, and with plant medicine and insects and animals, how to manage all of it to be in peace and harmony so that nothing needed to be killed. Avatar would be a good example of that being expressed, just the way we used to connect to the earth because of the way that we would eat the foods. We would connect to the earth as Avatar did with that. Our light body activated, connecting to the light body and ley lines of the planet, and that all nourished and fed in a loop of each other, the giving and receiving, the magnetism and the electricity, the balancing of the masculine and feminine polarities of the planet, not even about genders, right? And then this is the lion, the courage, but look at the focus, connected through the third eye, connected to the moon cycles, courage, bravery, strength, victory. That's what this all means. And then the hummingbird, so many blessings coming to you, but the biggest blessing being grace, peace, knowing yourself. knowing the truth through this world, knowing what is good for your body, knowing what is not good for it, and being able to heed that. Being able to pull yourself back when you see yourself being in excess to be in balance, so that nothing controls you and you are truly free. That's all healing. And then we have Kataki, and she is just the enlightened mother. She's the guardian of the trees, of the forests, of the spirit, of the mountains, but she is connecting you back to your power to control the weather, to work with the cyclical natures, like the seasons within nature, within your own vessel, within your own being. Okay, the camera keeps being weird. I don't know if Mercury's still in retrograde, but someone does not want me to get this message out. Okay, the last three cards that had fallen out of the deck was the blue flame. So the blue flame connects us to all of the realms: Palladian, Arcturian, Lyran, Mu, Sirius, all of them. So the blue flame is a connecting factor, and it's here to bring peace, to bring joy, to bring harmony. It's a sealing flame, it's a purging flame, it's a cleansing flame. It opens the heart chakra in connection to the throat chakra, communication for your purpose. You're activated, you're in the healing temple right now. So whatever you ask for will manifest, especially support and healing, especially support and integration. And all of this will help you in anything you're doing in your life right now. Any piece of career, anything you prepare, any connection that you go into, it will support you. It will show you the truth of that connection so you don't waste time, or it will bond you even deeper. I can't tell you how many dreams I've had this year, and then those people have come into my experience and I'm like, whoa, like so cool. So that's also happening right now. There's big picture thinking. So you're connecting back to the bigger picture that we knew so long ago, the ancient wisdom, the ancient way of harmonizing and living in community and living in harmony with the earth. All of that's coming back to us, and we're going to be more and more drawn to it. Less consumption, more creation without consumption, more beauty, more connection, more being, more existing, and knowing our worth through that existence, not through our doing, not through our false physical accomplishments. Okay, and then baby steps. Download your plan. You always get a download of your plan right before rebirth, so download your plan and then write it down, break it into steps. And especially when you have that inspiration hits and you see all these visions coming through for your life, that's the time to write down also, what would you do if you had a challenge? How can you keep going when things get tough? What is the motivation factor behind this? Why are you doing this? How? And I would ask, how long is my divine timing on this? It's going to take me a while. How can I stay connected? Okay, so this is a perfect place to end the reading. I pray that all of these timelines integrate smoothly for you without any life or healing crisis, in the best way that supports your soul contracts, your purpose here on this earth. If you resonated with this reading, I even got so much from this, drop a lotus emoji, drop a dolphin emoji, drop a lion emoji, moon emoji, stars. Okay, like this reading. It's a nice energetic exchange that we have, so that I tap into your energy and I read more for your group of collective. And I love you. I hope you have the best cosmic activations on these 8 days of portal, and I'll see you on the next one.